Let's all rock and a roll.
What is up, everybody?
Howdy,
It's,
howdy.
Oh,
it's
shit.
the
Vacation mode
pre-show.
activated. I'm so ready for my vacation.
You're so ready. You're getting ready a week in advance.
6 days.
Yeah.
Less than a week.
Around a week in advance.
Less than a week.
I mean, I don't
I
blame
said
him.
around. No.
I'm ready for vacation. Mine's not for another month.
Boo-hoo. I'm 2 weeks past a vacation, and
it's not
I'm
my fault.
I'm
I live
already
in like the Midwest.
I'm already ready
Where
for
it
another.
won't stop. I don't know if we live in the Midwest, actually. I think we live in like Seattle right now, maybe the UK, because it won't stop raining.
Somehow Toledo has been magically transported to the Pacific Northwest.
I mean, is it raining right now for you, Mike?
It was this morning.
Yeah, I think we got what you had.
Y'all are like, ew, the rain, so much rain. And I'm over here like, let me check the forecast. Let's see. Today, high of 88. 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms. There you go.
I'm going to guess
Tomorrow,
because
high,
humidity.
You
I
suck.
mean, it's about 66% humidity today. Not the worst I've seen it. Then we have high of 89 tomorrow with a 50% chance of scattered storms. 90, 92, 94, 93, 91. Yeah, we're not getting back out below the 90s again for the next forever. That's life.
I would just like it to be like 70s and not rainy.
Yeah, like
and not humid.
most of our days are in the mid to upper 70s with rain.
Wait.
We have 2 days of 80s.
You're bitching about it being mid-June and your days are in the mid to upper 70s.
I'm okay with it being in the mid 70s, mid to upper 70s. I'm okay with that. It's just the rain. I want it to stop.
Iron. First of all, still amuses me. The blanket or whatever you have behind your head looks like cat ears.
Because I still haven't gotten a curtain.
But if you keep up this complaining about the weather, I'm gonna have to fire you. And we haven't even started a podcast yet.
So speaking of curtains, Iron, something you may want to save up for or wait for, whatever. IKEA finally re-announced their release date for their smart curtains.
Oh, did they?
It's October.
Okay.
What do you think a smart curtain is?
I get that, but what I just
dude, all you gotta do is be like remote or whatever, and the curtains go whoosh.
So the big thing about, even though there are other brands of smart curtains, the big thing about IKEA's version is that they will hook into all of the voice assistants. So I could just say, Alexa, it's stream time, and all of a sudden all the curtains go down. Hey, British Rob.
Also, IKEA is the place that sells the nightstands that have the built-in chargers, like the wireless charging nightstands.
Yeah.
How much are those? That's got to be like.
So these curtains are $130 to $180. That's a lot.
Well, I mean,
that'd be cool, but
that's about what you're paying for most motorized curtains.
Yeah, not wrong. So.
Plus, just think of the automation, the home automation.
True.
Let your house take over your life, Iron.
That's true. You could just do that. That'd be fine. Let your life.
I thought I got fired at the end of last week. Oh no. Okay, I remember now. I remember. We did fire Iron during the post show last week
When I was gone, when I
when
left.
you were gone.
Wait, why was I fired?
I think it was because you left the post show early.
I didn't have
Yep.
a choice.
You say that, but you had a choice, my friend. You had a choice. You just chose to make the wrong choice.
Well, I mean, he made
You chose your woman over us, and therefore you fired.
He made the right choice for life, but the wrong choice for the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
That's true. That's true.
I can live with that.
Yeah. Is it? It's totally appropriate that I have a penguin tattoo, right?
Yeah.
Totally on brand.
That's good. That's good. And then Yoshi over here.
Unemployment was a choice.
I mean, I'm good with not, with not being the owner of anything.
All right.
I have coffee on the way soon. I'm excited.
Shall we start?
Yeah, let's
the real show.
The proper show.
Start up the real show.
Yes, I should hit the record button, huh?
Hitting the record button.
All right, I'm recording, and I've got little wavy formies, and they're like.
Yep, I'm recording, and it's doing it on the right channel, so we're good.
Oh, on the right channel for once.
Yep. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
You'd think Iron would be used to that by now.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Maybe. Welcome, everybody, to episode 18 of the Lunarcast, the new class. This is our post E3 episode. Penguin over here trying to figure out how to count to 18 on his fingers with only 10 fingers.
Trying to figure out how the fuck we got to 18 episodes.
That too. So with me, as always, is Mike. How are you doing?
I am good. It was a long week of news.
Yes, it was. And then we have, I am ready for my summer vacation, the newest mod to the LC Discord, Mr. Penguin.
Yeah, still the only
Penguin.
independent voice on this goddamn podcast.
Still the only independent voice.
I don't know. You're affiliated now.
Somewhat.
Jacket was like, he sent me a message and he was like, hey, here's the thing. He's like, if you could help us out. And I was like, he's like, it's not like you're really gonna have to mod anyway, but just in case.
Pretty much.
I was like, whatever, man, go ahead.
Yeah, like it's like, yeah, you don't really have to do anything, but we need somebody with the title. We need a couple people.
Fun fact that I learned. Yeah. As a mod, I can mute myself.
That was great.
Moment when that worked.
That was fucking great. So yeah, so like I said, this is our post E3 episode. We can also kind of, I didn't really think about it, but we can also actually tally our score. I guess somewhat of a score from last week.
None of us did very well.
I was gonna say, I think I pretty much got everything wrong.
Yeah, so I at least want to I want to pull it up to at least take a look while we're doing this.
I know Iron got the Watch Dogs thing right, and I got the Pokemon.
I got it half right.
Yeah, you got like a half right on that one. I got the Pokemon thing.
Yeah, so I want to pull it up just
to
see
the evolutions.
Yeah, I just want to see if how close we were before we dig into all the news. So mine was Watch Dogs 3 and Ubisoft Play announced for date and time release. No, because I got a half point. Phil Spencer says next gen at least a dozen times. I didn't watch the show, so I have no idea. Steve was not the next Smash character, but I was close. It was still a Microsoft thing. Kind of. Sort of.
I mean, kind of.
Nintendo shows Super Mario Party DLC and online play. That was a disappointment. And there was no state of play. So.
But they did announce a PlayStation event in July.
Oh, okay.
Did they?
They did not stealth drop. Yeah.
Okay. I missed that.
PlayStation has an event in July now.
I missed that one.
I saw it on Shoot Hayes.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I saw it on Shuhei's Twitter.
All hail Shuhei.
So that was Iron's predictions.
That was mine. So Mike's was Splinter Cell with a multiplayer mode would be announced.
Fuck you, Ubisoft.
Project X Cloud was detailed.
Sort of.
Kind of quarter of a point.
Nah.
Okay, so we'll give that one a quarter of a point. Halo Infinite shown and is a games as a service.
Half a point.
Well,
it was shown.
Metro Trilogy Remaster Motion Control, that was nothing.
Fuck.
Final Fantasy VII not releasing this year.
I was
got that
right.
He got that one right.
That's a point.
That's a full ass point.
Yeah, he did have a counter prediction to me. Sony State of Play during E3 announced The Last of Us 2 date. He said it would be during E3, not because mine was June 14th. And then you had like an extra from last week, THQ showing more games. Did they show any extras?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And then we come over to Mr. Penguin, Pokemon Sword and Shield, November 15th. That was a point. 2 Xbox models, disc and disc-less, Q1 of 2020.
Well, I was just only off by 8 months. We know there's going to be a discless model, but they just didn't show it, so I get no points here. But that's fine.
Yeah. Square Enix teases and shows Final Fantasy 16.
I told you, pie in the sky.
Yeah. Nintendo announces 2 new Switch models, Switch Lite and Pro. So that was nothing. However, I did read an article recently that
doesn't count.
new. No, I know it doesn't count, but the new Switches are already in production. Number 5. Todd Howard is full of shit.
PlayStation Festival Tokyo 2019 will be held July 15th in Tokyo.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Todd Howard is full of shit. Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield will be at E3.
They mentioned them. They did mention them. Give me a quarter of a point there.
Fine.
He did mention them during the conference when he said
that we're not showing anything of these games.
He said they are in production. Okay, so give me a quarter of a point there. He lied. They were mentioned.
So with that, Mike is the winner with 1 3/4 point. Penguin came in with 1 1/4, and I got a half a point.
Safe predictions for the win.
Yeah, but if you don't go big, man, it's not worth your time. So.
I mean,
Mike,
a lot of my predictions now seem like they were going big.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you played it safe, kind of like a little bitch, and you beat me, man, you're fired. But to be fair, I feel for you and the disappointment in your heart from how Sam Fisher was shown, which we'll get to later in the show. So I'm gonna let you come on back on. You're rehired.
All right.
Iron, because you decided to shirk your duties and go to an amusement park yesterday instead of recording the podcast, you're fired. Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah, whatever. You're fired. Pack your stuff, clean off your desk, and leave.
Okay. let me grab this controller first and my phone and this pad of paper.
I mean, I'm 99% sure this podcast just got, at least 33% better.
Damn. What the hell?
Well, you're back, Iron. You're rehired because of the sadness in your heart from not getting any Mario Party deals.
that was a little disappointing. I
can commiserate with you on that.
That was disappointing. So do we want to start?
You tell me. We're covering the announcements from Microsoft, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Square, and Nintendo, the big ones that came out.
Pretty much.
So
fuck the PC show.
I mean,
I didn't
we
even
got to
watch
see
the PC
Maneater
show.
again at the PC show, so that was cool. I can't wait for it to come out.
True.
And there was another one. It was like Age of Wonders, but with space, which looked cool.
Maybe.
So that covers your PC gaming show news. Please fire the female co-host. She's awful. Get rid of her. Do not bring her back next year.
Just fire the whole conference.
That conference needs to be that guy sitting at a desk bringing people out to talk about their games. That's all the conference needs to be. And stop giving us pre-caps. Do not be like, later in the show, we're going to show this, because you're like, no.
Yeah. Pre-cap.
No,
I've never heard of it referred to as a pre-cap.
They're pre-capping the announcements that are coming up. It's awful. So now that we've got that out of the way, do we want to go in order, or do we want to save the big two console people for last and hit UB Square and
I'm okay with it.
Well,
yeah, we can.
Why don't we do this, Mr. Penguin? Okay. What have you been playing this week?
Oh, yeah, we do have to do this portion of the show.
Yeah.
Well, what have I been playing this week? A little bit of Division 2.
Yeah.
Thank you, British Rob and Mike, for helping me along with that. Some Sea of Thieves. British Rob, I want to apologize now. We managed to get the commendation on Sea of Thieves for having all of the lantern colors this week. No Man's Sky, which Rob is pointing out. Yeah, we played a little bit of that, and we're gonna play that again later today. American Truck Sim.
Is that
I missed all the fun. You guys played Division. You guys played
Halo thing still going on?
I'm not sure. I did a no cop no stop version of American Truck Sim. I turned off the traffic fines, and I was just like, balls to the walls, let's go.
It ended gloriously.
I only turned the truck over on its side going around a bend once. Okay. I've had a variety this week. Kingdom Come Deliverance. I finally started that game. It's tough but enjoyable. And last night I started playing Slay the Spire. And I've been playing that all morning, and it's ridiculously fun, and I can't believe I didn't play it sooner.
Well, there you go.
Oh yeah, and I bought NBA 2K19 for my Switch because it was $3. So that's going to be one of my cruise games.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Shout out to the Toronto Raptors. They're the NBA champions.
Not just the Toronto Raptors, but also a shout out to the St. Louis Blues.
Stanley Cup champion. We ended two sports that have playoffs that last way too long. Like the NHL playoffs are like 2 months long, and the NBA playoffs are like 7 months long. So
fun fact, I don't remember what his name is, but one of the players of the Toronto Raptors is from Rockford.
Nice.
And he gave a shout out on live TV.
Oh, cool. I know, because the cool thing too with both cities was that neither team has ever won a title.
Yeah, so 2.0, congratulations. Your team is the Stanley Cup champions. I'm very happy for you. And I guess Quail, a Canadian team, won the NBA playoff. Yeah. Like
I can now no longer rag on 2.0 for having a team that doesn't have a Stanley Cup. Now I have to rag on for having 10 less than mine.
Well, it's like when I mess with people when they're like, well, my team has won, the World Series. And I'm like, yeah, but mine's won like 27 times. So
yeah.
Come at me.
So, Mike, what have you been playing?
Well, I played, as Penguin said, we played some Division 2 yesterday.
I'm about to say, like, how did I get left out on this? But it was yesterday. Never mind.
Because
you decided to go to an amusement park instead of amusing yourself with us.
It was worth it.
True.
So you say you rode 8 rides in like 12 hours.
It rained. What do you want? You're like shut down for like we probably in total in lines we probably had 3 hours worth of shutdown.
Let's see what else.
I hope they reimbursed you for part of your ticket costs.
We already got them super cheap as it is.
So, part of my stream on Thursday, which was, I'm referring to it as the disaster stream. So I started off playing Shovel Knight, and it did not go well. I just kept dying and dying in the same level over and over again. So about after 45 minutes to an hour, I decided to switch it up and go play some Doom 2016, which was also a disaster because none of the player or enemy textures were loading into the game. So it was all just the gray covered 3D models.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, so
What the fuck?
Thursday night, I was laying on the couch watching old wrestling with Nick. We were just hanging out, but I kind of wish I'd have seen that because that may have been the most interesting Doom stream of all time.
It was so weird because it was just the player, weapon, and enemy textures.
So
Everything
the backgrounds were fine.
everything else, the environment, the weapon effects, all of that were fine. It was just the player textures. And so then after the stream ended, I went and verified my game files, and turns out there was a 2 gigabyte. What I'm assuming was the texture file that needed to be re-downloaded.
Shit.
So
Good times.
so that is all
Oh,
working
damn.
again. You can look forward to in solidarity with Iron, since we'll find out what he's trapped into. I am going to be doing a full playthrough of Doom on stream. So my
I hate to
streams
interrupt you. I
will
love
be
that.
Doom.
I love that idea. But I think that based on something in the chat, I would like you to take clips of this video and then set them to take on me. Because you're weird. I really want that in my life now.
I would tell Troll to do that himself, because he should be able to get to the VOD on twitch.tv/LunarCastaways, and he can do that editing himself.
I want somebody to do that. That would be amazing.
That would be good.
So then after I got frustrated with Doom not loading its textures, I went and just played some Void Bastards on the PC. Shout out to Game Pass for PC and being part of Game Pass Ultimate, which we'll get into.
So good.
Which is also, speaking of that, how I started playing Surviving Mars on the PC. Controls much better with a mouse and keyboard.
Isn't it?
Anyone who thinks a game like that, any kind of city builder or civilization game or anything like that, is needed on console, should be tied up and burned at the stake, because those games do not belong on a console. Similar to RTS games do not belong on consoles either. What the heck, people? Just no.
I've always kind of been like, Surviving Mars would be fine on Xbox as long as you plug in a mouse and keyboard, which you can do now.
True.
So if you don't have a PC that's gonna play it, but you have like a shitty little mouse and keyboard to plug in, you're good.
I will.
It's a way to experience it when you otherwise wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, Troll in the chat says that Halo Wars was good. I do. It's been a while since I played it, but I do agree with that. The difference is that Halo Wars was designed, is an RTS that was designed for controller, not a PC game that they're porting to the console.
Yeah, things like Cities and Surviving Mars are made for the PC.
Yeah. So I think think that's about it as far as what I played. There will probably be a Doom stream later today on Sunday if you're watching this live. So yeah.
Can you make sure to delete the file so that we can watch the grayscale stuff again, the 3D models?
No, because
I missed it the first time.
I actually want to, see things.
Oh, you want to enjoy the game?
Yeah, I want to enjoy the game and all of the craziness of meleeing things to get health out of them. So Iron, what have you been playing?
Well, in my free time when I am not on stream, I have played some more MLB. I played a bit of that.
18.
Yep, MLB 18. I'm still waiting for 19 to drop in price.
I think the All-Star break, like, it came down. It's like 34% off right now.
Yeah, usually after the All-Star break, it drops to about $20, and that's probably when I would pick it up.
Well, like All-Star week, they usually knock half off, so it might be 25 or 30 All-Star week. So
yeah, so I might do it then. But until then, I keep getting my guy. He got moved up to AAA, so now I play for Buffalo, I guess, because I'm in Toronto. So I've been playing that. I think I played a little bit of Cities on my own. It's been kind of a busy week.
What about Bloodborne? Have you played Bloodborne this week?
Yeah, that was getting So
No,
yesterday,
look, I'm gonna preface this with it was one stream, so don't make it sound like it was the whole week.
No, it wasn't
Continue.
the whole week. So on Friday we started the Bloodborne play until you end streak. I
did watch some of that.
Yeah, I started.
Shout out to the people who pledged us on Patreon. Thank you for your kind monies. And
hey,
Iron appreciates it very much.
Should I share the question I asked you when you were playing?
Yeah.
So I in all seriousness, I asked Iron, I was like, having never played Bloodborne before, ever in my life, if I were, because I have a PS Now set up, if I were to start up Bloodborne on PS Now, what are the odds that I would beat it before you do, or in less time than it takes you to beat it?
I told him it'd probably be pretty good chance.
So maybe I'll do a dueling run against Iron.
Yeah. So right now right now I'm at an area. God, I can't remember the name because the name's so fucked up. It's after Rom. I beat the boss Rom.
It's the village place, right? It's Yulgnarg village.
Yeah, something like that. Yargal village or something. I don't know. So either way, that's where I am right now on it. And I died 10 times on the stream. The very first time I died, I only took oh kitty. The only time I died instantly, kind of, because like when I first started up, I had no idea what I was doing, no nothing, and then I go and I'm like, okay, I think I know I gotta fight these villagers or whatever. So I go and I die in 5 seconds. And then I do it again and I die in again another 5 seconds. It's like, okay, I'm not doing something right.
No, I will I will give you some credit. That beginning of the stream was, you were a little rusty. So you were just getting back into the swing of things.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. Because
I don't think you've played Bloodborne for what, 2 months.
Oh, it's been longer than that.
Before you started this up again. So.
Oh, it's been quite a while.
No. So Iron, what are we doing for every time you die in Bloodborne on stream?
So every time I die on stream, I have a checklist that I'm going. I mean, literally, it's just like the little hash mark kind of thing. We are giving away a humble code in the Discord.
So now that you're out of humble codes, what's next?
Oh, I'm not out of humble.
So basically every time, and we're doing that just for the 1% club, right? Just for the subscribers. Okay, so
that's going to be the easiest way to pull it.
So to get a little housekeeping in here, go over to twitch.tv/lunarcastaways. Hit that subscribe button, and you will be entered not only into our normal monthly giveaway, which is a $60 gift card of your choice, but you will be entered in for the Iron Death Humble giveaway, where every time he dies in Bloodborne, you could win a game of your
So
choice
basically,
from
every
the list of
gonna
humble
win
codes.
400 or 500 games apiece.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I have 100, so
we're 10% of the way there.
I will go until I'm pretty much out of humble codes. How about that, guys?
I mean, you'll go till you finish the game.
I meant like go giving away humble codes.
But
I meant I can't give away humble codes I don't have.
We'll figure out something after we run out of humble codes.
But these humble codes for anybody watching, and I'm gonna say it next time when the stream starts up and everything, and I'll put it in the stream chat. These codes have to be redeemed like within like a few days, or like within that week. I'm not doing the whole like wait 3 months thing because I'm not doing that anymore. Like that's stupid.
I suppose we could pull some of those during my stream today if
Go
you
for
want. Otherwise,
the list should be pinned in the Discord of all the games, and then whatever people want, just let me know, and then when I get back to my computer tonight, I can send the codes out because I have all the codes in Humble. So
sounds good. Anything else you've been playing except the game that tortures you?
the game of life, the game of age.
Haven't we all? Aren't we all planning on dying one day?
All right. Well, let's get into all of the E3 shenanigans that happened after we recorded last week. All right. I guess I will start with what happened on Sunday. So I think let's just go in order. And we'll go there. So I'm going to be covering Microsoft and Bethesda. Iron, I believe you are covering Nintendo, so I think you're last, and then Penguin.
Oh boy.
I got UB and Square, which was Mondays.
Square. Okay.
Oh, and just a quick thing. After we recorded, was it after or was it before that the Nintendo Direct came out for the Pokemon?
That was before. We covered that in the last episode.
Cool.
Making
sure. But there was Pokemon news in the E3 Direct, so
right. We'll get to it. Okay. So Microsoft had their big an hour and 45 minutes or something
like that
showcase. They showed off something like 60 some games. So I'm gonna
60 games, 34 which were going to Game Pass.
Right. I'm gonna go through the non-game related things first. So the big thing that everyone was hoping for, that I'm sure everyone was disappointed in, because they didn't get to see a box or a specific date or specific things. They did announce Project Scarlet, which is their next gen console.
Woo.
It is going to be coming out holiday 2020. Not spring 2020. It is gonna have a.
Get your Xbox hate out of here.
No, I'm saying woo because it's like it. I mean they. The reason I'm saying woo is because it's like, here, we're gonna announce this. We're gonna tell you when it's coming. That means, in my mind, they're okay with people slowing down purchases of newer stuff.
They basically matched the amount of detail that Sony gave.
Pretty much. The only thing they did though was say, "Here's the release date." Like, I don't think Sony gave a date. Well, not
Sony.
a date.
Sony didn't give a date, but they gave a range. Yeah. So holiday 2020, it's going to be using a custom designed processor, using AMD Radeon RDNA technology, whatever that means. That's just a lot of letters. It's going to have 8K capability with frame rates, and this was the funny part, frame rates up to 120 frames per second.
Yeah.
I mean, unheard of for consoles. I understand that.
Unheard of for consoles. Yes, exactly.
For consoles.
Like, we were sitting there, we were talking over that conference, and you're like, we've heard of 120. Like, not on consoles.
Right. It's going to be using GDDR6 RAM, and similar to the PlayStation announcement, they're gonna be using SSDs as virtual RAM to make loading times faster / non-existent.
Loading times are now a thing of the past.
So that's the new console announcement. I'm sure everyone was all disappointed that they didn't get more detail or more games or whatever. This is basically what I expected. Didn't even get an official name. They're doing the same thing they did with the One X and Project Scorpio.
So with that, do we think we're gonna get the good deets at E3 next year, or are we gonna get them at the Xbox thing in London?
Honestly, I think they'll do what they did with the One X, and it'll just be next year's E3 for them will be a big blowout of the next gen stuff. Here's
the
all
Xbox One Extra.
Right. Now, I think, and I don't think this was said on their show, but I think in some press releases after the fact, it mentioned something about being able to take your Xbox accessories and games with you. So it kind of sounds like maybe they're not going to go far from like an Xbox One controller,
yeah,
and it's just,
highly doubt they're reinventing the wheel on the controller.
It may just be that you're getting a new box to go under your TV, and the accessories and stuff will all be the same. We'll just have to wait to find out. So the next thing the next kind of new thing they announced, Project xCloud, didn't give a whole lot of details, which I was kind of disappointed in. But basically, it sounds like it's gonna work two different ways. You're gonna have the cloud game streaming, similar to Google Stadia. But it also said that you can use your Xbox One console to do console. I think they called it console streaming, which, even though they didn't really specify what that means, I'm guessing that's just remote play.
It sounds a whole lot like actual, like, proper remote play on multiple devices now.
Right.
Is what it's going to be, which is fine by me. I was just the other day, I was laying on my couch watching something thinking, man, it'd be really awesome if I could just, my MacBook is right here, if I could just plug my controller into my MacBook and play an Xbox game right now. That'd be really awesome.
Now, the one thing there that I saw in the couple articles I saw was it just referenced like console streaming to mobile devices. So I don't know if it's going to have PC support. And maybe that's because of the Game Pass for PC and Play Anywhere and stuff like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think that they like even Sony has a remote play app on Mac.
Oh yeah, and if you're on
they need to get on that game.
If you're on the same network, that remote play app works great.
I used to, fun fact, that's how I used to when I first tried to get away from native console streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Before I got a capture card, I was using remote play on my MacBook and OBS.
Oh, cool.
I did remote play on my PC when I first got started, only because the Elgato that I bought wasn't supported by my processor, so I had to do something. So yeah, that's xCloud. They're gonna start. I don't remember
Insiders are gonna get access sooner.
Yeah, I think I don't remember the details, but they said they're gonna start testing in October.
I'm here for that. I anything that allows me access to my games, no matter where I'm at, is a win. in my book, whether it be remote play apps or xCloud. Like if I can get a little clip for my controller, for like my Elite controller or whatever, and it just hooks my phone on there. I
which
mean,
they have. They have those
yeah,
available.
yeah, and then I can just use my mobile network because I live in a major city, so
Cool.
my mobile speeds are generally awesome. Like if I get
Right.
the closer I get to downtown, like I have seen mobile speeds over 100 in megabits per second.
Right. Well, that
No.
and with Apple, I mean, at least for me, Apple adding support for the PS4 and Xbox One controllers in iOS in the fall, that's
Oh
gonna
God,
be great.
let me play Xbox games on my iPad.
All right. So speaking of Elite controllers, they announced the Elite Controller Series 2, and so it's an iterative update basically. It's gonna have adjustable tension thumbsticks.
Cool.
The grips are rubberized. They added an additional level of trigger of lock to the trigger. So right now the way the Elite controller is you have one stop in there.
So
Um,
you have the rubberized grip that's around this back portion.
it's
That's going
around
to
the
extend
whole. It's around the
all the
whole.
way
Yeah, all
around.
around the whole
Yeah,
front.
it's going all the way around.
Yep. Uh, so an additional level of the trigger lock, you're going to be able to use 3 profiles instead of 2. So that means you can have different, for your bumper,
And
your
and it won't be
key.
the physical switch anymore. It'll
Right,
be
it's
like,
just a button, I think, with a LED on the front. It
yeah,
is going to support Bluetooth, so you
that's the
can,
biggest thing for me.
yeah,
Like even I don't need that right now. I'm good with mine. When mine breaks eventually one day, I'll
yeah,
probably get an Elite version 2,
yeah.
but I don't need the Bluetooth right now. My PC doesn't have Bluetooth. When I
Right.
built it, I didn't put a Bluetooth receiver in it. Like there's nothing there that gives my PC Bluetooth at the moment.
Mhm.
Um, so I have the little dongle that you plug in that lets you connect Xbox accessories.
Right.
Um,
Which they discontinued, I believe.
yeah, well,
Once they started the Bluetooth in the controller. So it's going to have an
well, no, you can still
internal.
buy them. I bought one brand new from Microsoft. I
Well,
think.
they discontinued them as in I don't think they sell them or they don't make them anymore. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, um, it's going to have an internal rechargeable battery that they say is going to give you 40 hours of battery life.
Okay, that's a selling point.
Why can't we get that in a PlayStation controller?
I don't know.
DualShock 4s last like 6 hours.
5 minutes.
It's ridiculous.
Um,
it is going to release.
That's why I have 4 of them.
It's going to release November 4th, 2020 for a whopping $180, which I will say
not bad.
cheaper than any of the pro level controllers out
Did,
there now.
didn't the OG Elite controller launch at 200? And then they backed the price down over
No,
time?
I think the original Elite controller started at 150.
I can't remember. Like I never wanted an Elite controller at all. Um until one day I walked into a Best Buy and they had the display one set up and I held that in my hand. I was like, I get it.
It's not it, and for me, it's not even necessarily the paddles and the ability to change the sticks out. It's just the weight of the controller. So,
I mean, right now I will tell you that the Elite controller is my favorite controller to use. It is. It just is. Um if I'm just like if I didn't have the Elite controller, it'd be the DualShock.
yeah.
Um but yeah, they've got to do something. Like Sony's got to jump on this train. Figure out some way to make the batteries better in the DualShocks because Nintendo's Pro controller is a 70-hour battery life. Now, Xbox's new Elite controller has 40 hours, or they say it has 40 hours. Real world testing hasn't happened yet.
Right.
It's probably going to be closer to 30, but even 30 hours is good.
Yeah, I'm guessing the 40 is like if you turn the rumble down and stuff like that. But so yeah, I mean, for people that don't have an Elite controller, this is great. I don't think it's necessarily something that you, unless you're really a pro level competitive gamer that needs to be able to adjust the thumbsticks and all that stuff, I don't think it's really worth the $180 to upgrade if you already have an Elite controller.
Yeah. If you don't, though, I mean, you might as well wait and go for version 2.
Yeah. All right. So the next, kind of game related, but not specific game related announcement. They've officially announced Game Pass for PC. It is in beta right now, and it is going. So it's going to be $10 a month, but it is included in the $15 a month Game Pass Ultimate.
People buy Ultimate. It's Game Pass for console, Game Pass for PC, and Gold. It is 3 things in one. Iron's just very quiet during this segment. He's like, now, Xbox.
I will say, and if you're like Iron, and you just hate Xbox with a freaking passion, don't do the Ultimate, because Game Pass, the number one, live on PC doesn't get you anything.
Nope.
The Game Pass on Xbox isn't gonna get you anything.
Yes, but here's the catch. If you're playing the games through Xbox Game Pass for PC, you have to have gold. You have to have gold for multiplayer. Yes.
You do? I did not catch that.
Done through Xbox Live.
Well, all right then. Yep. If you're going to do Game Pass
seriously,
for PC,
I have to have gold to play the PC online.
Because it's done through Xbox Live. That's why.
But I didn't need gold. I didn't need gold when I did Xbox Game Pass.
If you listen to their announcement, they said
we'll check into this and revisit it next week.
Because if that's the case, I don't think I'm gonna bother with it. I don't need it.
But basically, so Game Pass for PC, it's gonna be what 100 games by August, is what they touted. They got things on there like Surviving Mars, Metro Exodus is a big get for not only for Game Pass on consoles but Game Pass on PC. I was actually kind of shocked as to the games they were offering on PC. Now what you will need to do Game Pass on PC is you will need the latest the May 2019 update of Windows, which I believe is 1903.
It's 1903. Like it's been slowly rolling out. Like I had to jump through hoops. I literally had to physically go through their website and find the update to get it to come on.
So yeah, it's been slowly rolling out. But what I noticed was when I downloaded, you have to search for the beta installer.
Yes, Iron.
I just actually looked on Microsoft's FAQ thing about this. It says, "Do I need Xbox Live Gold to play online multiplayer games on PC?" No, there is no additional charge to play online multiplayer on PC. Yeah. You will, however, need a wired or wireless connection. No shit.
Right. So
so good.
So I would say if you don't have an Xbox console,
then just pay the $10 a month.
Just do the $10 for PC. If you do have an Xbox, there is no reason why you shouldn't for $15.
And if you're still listening right now, I do not know when this deal ends, but if you have Xbox Live Gold and you have Game Pass right now, they're selling Ultimate for $1. You pay $1 for your first month. Mm-hmm. They will take and convert your remaining months of Xbox Live and your remaining months of Game Pass, smush them together, plus give you that month on top, and you'll extend out. When I did it, I went from my gold running out I think I have 2 months left of Game Pass and 10 months or 11 months of
Yeah, you had a little
uh
more than I did in one way or the
I'm
other.
good until September of 2020.
Yeah, it was ridiculous that for $1, I basically
$1.
I got I got basically a year free of Game Pass. So, but yeah, I would say, if you're PC only, just do, and you want this, this ability to just have, just play these games. Now, caveat being that you don't own the games, Microsoft can remove them from Game Pass at any time.
And they do rotate on
They
Game
will
Pass.
they will warn you. So if it's anything like Game Pass on Xbox, there eventually becomes a little section that says game, kind of like Netflix, games leaving Game Pass.
Now, to be fair, as far as I've seen so far in Game Pass, that only applies to third-party games. The
Right.
first-party games are there.
They will always be there.
They have the right to remove them, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But those third-party games are rotating out on a semi-regular basis. Although there's some that have been on there from the start that are still there.
Right. First party stuff will always be there. They'll be there day one, and in cases that I will get to later, they will be there early for Game Pass people. So that's Game Pass for PC. It does require you go download a beta Xbox app.
And apparently it requires an internet connection.
It does require an internet connection. Go figure.
I saw that. I was like, what the hell?
I honestly, it's just another one of those things that just it kind of stacks Microsoft up a little bit more than PlayStation for me right now.
Iron.
Yes.
Get Game Pass for PC, and then I'll play through all the Gears games, and then I'll be caught up on Gears, and then we can all play Gears 5 on launch together.
Ooh.
Do I have to play all the Gears games?
No, you can't.
Just read a plot synopsis.
You cannot. You cannot play all the Gears game on PC.
I think you can play the first one.
Yeah, I think it's just the first one and then 4 right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would just skip them. I might replay. That's a good idea, Penguin. I might replay all of them.
Can you co-op all the way through those games?
Maybe.
We should look into that, Mike.
We should definitely look into that. Which reminds me, another game that I played this week, I was playing a little bit of Halo 1 yesterday in that Master Chief Collection.
I'm going to tell you, Mike, that I downloaded Master Chief Collection. I played some of Halo 1, and then I deleted Master Chief Collection. I am not a Halo guy.
Honestly, with modern shooters, I kind of drifted away from Halo, but I kind of want to get back into it. Just if not just to play the single player stuff. Not really into Halo multiplayer, but that's just me. All right, next up, Microsoft has acquired Double Fine Productions.
Excuse me while I just...
Correct.
What?
So,
What?
I didn't know that one.
Double Fine is Tim Schafer, Psychonauts, Broken Age, Costume Quest,
Grim Fandango.
Grim Fandango, yeah.
Okay, so the biggest thing out of this announcement is that Psychonauts 2 is based on what they're saying is the last multi-platform Double Fine game. Going forward after Psychonauts 2, they'll be focusing on Xbox and Windows. They already said it.
And Psychonauts 2 available via Game Pass day 1.
Yeah, BB. But to be fair, I wouldn't be shocked if some of these if the Double Fine games in the future make it to Switch because of that strategic partnership they have with Nintendo. It wouldn't shock.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, let's say, Psychonauts 2 does very well on PlayStation. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to keep putting them out. I don't know, with it being a Microsoft-owned studio now, there's always the assumption that any of their games are going to be just, platform exclusive. So
yeah, I mean, arguably that's where you think it goes.
Take that with a grain of salt. All right. So now the big beefy section of Microsoft, the games.
Oh god, look, we just need to like burn through these games because we're already at 48 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn through them. So Halo Infinite, they showed a little bit of in-engine stuff, presumably some gameplay stuff when they switched to Chief's perspective. But Chief is back, still searching for Cortana. That's all we know so far.
If the HUD that they showed,
oh my god, that HUD looks so
in-game,
good.
Okay, I might be back in on Halo.
That looks so good. Right. Age of Empires Definitive Edition, or Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, I believe, is what they actually announced. Released this fall, Windows PC available on the Microsoft Store and Steam. So that's Microsoft, not just saying Microsoft Store only. And will be on Games Pass with PC.
I love Age of Empires.
They showed the new Battletoads. That's about all I got on that one. They showed a surprising game, which I believe Penguin called when they showed this. Blair Witch game.
No. British Rob called that one.
British Rob called that one. I remember someone on that stream called that one.
And then as soon as it zoomed out and showed the logo, he was like, "Wait, what?"
So it's gonna be a first-person psychological horror game, similar to, I'm guessing, like Outlast and stuff like that.
Completely out of left field.
Completely out of left field. It comes out August 30th, 2019. Ninja Theory announced their new game, Bleeding Edge. It's going to be a third-person action combat online game. So basically, it's, from what I saw, it's like Melee, Overwatch kind of thing.
Looks interesting.
Yeah, I saw a video for it. Didn't look bad.
So that's going to be on Xbox One and Windows 10 PC. I'm assuming most of these games, if they say Windows 10 PC, because Microsoft announced that thing where their games are coming to Steam, I'm assuming that most things are going to be Microsoft Store and Steam. Crossfire X. No one knew what this is. I got a little bit of a description. It is a free-to-play first-person shooter. Will come to consoles for the first time on Xbox One in 2020. It's going to be on Game Pass. So,
if anybody out there's played this Crossfire X game, let us know how it is.
It sounded I know nothing about it. It sounded like in other regions it's just called Crossfire.
Yeah, I think it's called Crossfire X for the Xbox.
Crossfire.
That was my immediate thought. Like that commercial popped into my head. You'll get caught up in the crossfire. All
right. What I would say is probably the biggest announcement of E3 period. Keanu Reeves is in Cyberpunk 2077. He's playing a character called Johnny Silverhand. He'll be like a main story NPC. And they gave the game a release date on Microsoft Stage. It will be coming out, hopefully it will be coming out April 16th, 2020.
Breathtaking.
All I'm saying is be prepared for all of us to disappear April 16th.
I'm really diving into the I'm really
Cyberpunk.
Like
if that game is as open and crazy as or more so than The Witcher 3, you're going to be able to watch streams of that game and they're all going to be completely different.
Oh yeah. Some guy in the crowd yelled, "You're breathtaking" at Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves said, "Get this man a free copy of the collector's edition." That guy replied and said, "I don't need your collector's edition. Give it to some charity.
Give a go-kart to a charity."
Yeah, give a go-kart. Go donate some go-karts. So good on that guy. Good on Keanu Reeves for appreciating his fans. All that stuff.
That'd be really great if they actually donate some of those go-karts. For those of you who don't know what those go-karts are that they're talking about, those are like mobile gaming stations that they take into they have them in hospitals and particularly in children's
Okay,
hospitals.
that's what I thought it was
So
actual go-karts.
I did when I first read it. I'm like, why do they? Why?
Basically, they take them and they can roll these carts into kids' rooms when they can't go to like the lounge thing or whatever, and they can sit in there and the kids can play video games from their hospital beds. It's fantastic. There's a bunch of charities that help raise money for this. So I hope that they do give a couple go-karts to some hospitals because that would be awesome. Those things cost like those go-karts are like a few $1,000s each.
Good.
Yeah.
Donate those. Do that. I'm gonna label these next two under games I really don't care about. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Whatever.
It looks interesting.
And Dying Light 2.
Okay, so
man,
Dragon Ball Z, I was really, really hoping that it was going to be like another one of those like create your character in the Dragon Ball universe and go. I'm still not sure. Yeah, but like they were saying RPG. I don't know what RPG elements this game has. I'm very confused.
I will say this. It looked good. I didn't understand a single thing that was happening.
Have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z?
I have.
They're literally rehashing every story point.
Yeah,
I hope there's something in there that changes it up because I was sitting there watching it going, oh yeah, Cell Saga. Oh yeah, there's Frieza. Oh yeah, there's that. I'm like, if we're just replaying the story for the umpteenth time, I'm out.
In the next game,
cheap.
I'm sure made many people crap their pants. I don't know why, but it probably did. Elden Ring was announced, developed by From Software. So it's going to be, you got to assume it's going to be like a Dark Souls, Bloodborne game. It is a fantasy action RPG adventure set within a world created by Hidetaka Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin.
Let me tell you why this game is a swing and a miss. You had the opportunity to make a Soulsborne game in the Game of Thrones universe, and you didn't do it.
Well, they probably didn't want to pony up to HBO for that.
Well, you don't. I assume that HBO has the TV rights and calls it Game of Thrones, but you could have made a Song of Ice and Fire game here, and people would have bought it, and you would have sold 10 times as much of what this was going to be.
True that. So then they moved on to Forza Horizon 4, which is getting in what probably no one saw coming, a Lego Speed Champions expansion.
Kind of funny Discord. I don't remember who did it, but like 3 days before the conference, they were like Lego DLC for, and I was like,
one person saw it coming. The expansion is already out. It came out on the 13th, and it is available for $20, $18 if you have Game Pass. I did start up playing a little bit of Forza, not enough to mention, but I'm gonna see if I can get into Forza and see if it's worth me shelling out $18 for just to play with Lego cars and racing.
If you like racing games at all, Mike, I think once you dive into Horizon 4 a little more, you'll get into it. Like, I'll race you in my free candy van. Let's go.
I like Need for Speed Underground. And there just hasn't been a game like Need for Speed Underground since Need for Speed Underground. And it makes me sad.
I mean, they made some pretty good ones with
yeah, but as Need for Speed continued to get put out, it got more and more simulation and not just let me run into this corner at 120 miles an hour and it'll just perfectly corner for me.
I mean, because like Hot Pursuit, like the updated Hot Pursuit and the updated Most Wanted, pretty much when Criterion took over for those two games, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey, we know you're good at racing games. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you on Star Wars Battlefront. Have fun.
Yep. All right. Gears 5. They showed more. It's going to have a new multiplayer mode called Escape, which is a 3-player...
Which you're only allowed to play in a hive below a stage.
Correct. And be a WWE superstar.
No, none of us can play it.
It is a 3-player co-op mode where basically you get put into a hive, you put some kind of bomb on there, and then you have to run away from this gas cloud coming.
Can somebody explain to me why all of a sudden all these developers hate your fourth friend? Like all of a sudden it's like 3-player mode, but 4 players.
Right. I'm guessing something like it's easier to coordinate 3 people. Who knows? Anyways, the game Gears 5 will release September 10th, 2019. If you have Xbox Game Pass or you pre-order the Ultimate Edition of the game, you will get access to it on September 6th. 4 days early.
Tell me about that DLC, Mike.
And if you pre-order the game or play it with Game Pass by September 16th, 2019, you will get the Terminator Dark Fate character pack. What is this pack, you say? Well, it will let you play as either the T-800 exoskeleton or Sarah Connor in multiplayer mode.
Sarah Connor all the way. Let's go.
Yeah. Then they showed Gears Pop. Don't care. Launches later this summer. Looks kind of dumb. What got me excited? Probably more than Gears. Probably more than Forza or maybe even Keanu Reeves. I got more excited than this. I don't know. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Oh my god!
You're gonna be able to play through all 9 of the Star Wars films, and it is not just a remaster, not just a.
Nope.
It is a complete remake in the modern style of Lego games now. Let's go. Give me this.
Did you?
My streams 2020.
There's an article on Kotaku where they're like, there are significant changes. Like, it's no longer that weird top-down camera angle.
Mm-hmm.
It's over the shoulder, and you can move the camera.
Oh, damn.
They're changing the way the camera works.
Either way, I'm in. Like, give me more Lego games. I'm way behind on them, but give me more.
Yeah, I have Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, and I never played it.
Heroes. And I still want to play the Lego DC Supervillains one where you get to create your own.
Yeah, definitely. So then
Mike, it's still in the plastic.
I
throw it away. You're getting a new one.
I platinumed that game. Thank you very much. So next up, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yes.
They showed some good looking screens or video.
That will only work if you have a super high-end PC.
I will. What I will say is I will download this, and like I did with flight simulators in past, I will take off and then I will immediately crash the plane.
Look forward to some Penguin Flight Sim streams.
Wait a minute, I have a flight stick now. I can try that.
Oh my god!
It's actually, if you can see it, it's like right back there on the shelf.
So this Microsoft Flight Simulator will be coming to Windows 10 with Xbox Game Pass in 2020 and coming to Xbox One at a later date. Then they showed Minecraft Dungeons. I believe this was announced at Minecon, so it's not really a new game, but it is basically coming to everything. So
it's the first time I heard of it. So
Xbox One, Windows 10, PC, Switch, and PlayStation 4.
It just screams perfect Switch game to me.
Will also be available with Game Pass when it releases spring 2020. There's a lot of overarching theme of the Xbox game announcements, which is get it on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps releases February 11th, 2020. That will be on Xbox One, PC, and Steam.
Mike, is that available with Game Pass?
That is available with Game Pass for PC and console at launch. Phantasy Star Online 2, Japan's greatest free-to-play online RPG, comes to North America for the first time on Xbox One.
Oh.
Okay. RPG Time: The Legend of Right.
That looks so weird.
I'm gonna read the description here, just because it actually makes a little more sense. School's out. Meet in an empty classroom for a grand adventure with a young, aspiring game developer and his very own RPG. You're sure to be dazzled by his hand-drawn creations as you journey into surprising and magical world of imagination. So, yeah.
It looked interesting. It was a very interesting style. It's something I'm willing to try.
Sea of Thieves, they basically said expect more ways to play, coming soon in the future.
I really, really, really hope that they add a bigger ship that lets us have more people.
Yes.
Like the 4-person galleon is cool, but give me something. Even just let me have more people on the galleon.
Yeah, more people on the galleon. There's way more.
Let me have a maximum of 8.
You should be able to have one person on every cannon plus a driver.
Yeah, like even if you just max it out at 8, we could do so much more with game nights if we could put 8 people on those galleons.
Yeah, because otherwise we always have to flip.
Moving along, Tales of Arise, new Tales game. The Outer Worlds got a trailer. That's by Obsidian. Cool. That's going to be available on Game Pass.
Fallout New Vegas in space.
Correct. So this is, I wanted to read the description for Outer Worlds, and then I think that's about it for what I'll go through with the Microsoft games. So the Outer Worlds, lost in transit while on a colonist ship bound for the furthest edge of the galaxy, you awake decades later than you expected, only to find yourself in the midst of a deep conspiracy threatening to destroy the Halcyon colony. So, yeah, it's basically Fallout.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone expected anything otherwise.
I'm here for it.
So there were a couple other more indie-looking games that they announced. They did announce a State of Decay 2 expansion that was available that day.
I downloaded State of Decay 2 onto my Shadow PC so I can jump back in.
It's included with Game Pass. But other than that, that was pretty much it for Microsoft. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did.
No, I think that covers it. Microsoft was a big beefy conference.
It was a big beefy conference.
Yes, it was.
All right, moving on to Bethesda. So I think there wasn't a lot at Bethesda. They did recognize that hey, we fucked up with Fallout 76. We're gonna make it better. So they announced 2 things for Fallout 76. They announced the Wastelanders update for later this fall, which is going to bring human NPCs back into the game. It's going to give you...
should have been there all along.
Trust me, I agree. It's going to give you actual quest lines, choices, and consequences, all the stuff you expect from a Fallout game.
So now you can play with your friends.
Yeah, and in things you don't expect from a Fallout game, they also announced Nuclear Winter, which
I haven't played it yet.
What is that, you ask? It's a battle royale mode for Fallout 76. I think this, correct me if I'm wrong, this was the only battle royale announcement of E3 2019, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing
as opposed to E3 2018, which was everyone gets battle royale.
Pretty much.
So
there were things that dropped about Battle Royale during E3, but that was about it.
Yeah, basically, you're fighting to be crowned the overseer of Vault 51. It looked like your storm is going to be them launching nukes and the fallout cloud coming towards you. You're going to have all of the environmental hazards that you would expect from a normal Fallout game, so wandering monsters, Looked like there was a little bit of base building in there too.
So basically, what we're getting is the building of Fortnite with the not necessarily great gunplay of Fallout, but when you take a battle royale game and you include like that PvE element so that you have to worry about the monsters too, I feel like it at least gives them a somewhat unique point of view on it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I haven't messed with it yet.
So then Bethesda also announced. I'm gonna go through the games we knew about first. So then they announced the release date for Doom Eternal. That releases November 22nd, 2019. The collector's edition is going to come with a wearable helmet, a la the Fallout collector's edition for Fallout 4, or was that 76? I think that was 76.
It was 76.
And it's gonna have what I'm intrigued with. It's gonna have a new mode called Battle Mode, and what this battle mode is 2 people controlling demons versus 1 powered up Doomslayer. So it's a 2v1 gameplay mode. 2 people control the demons. 1 person basically has a fully powered up Doomslayer. They did say they're going to show more of that mode at QuakeCon this summer, which they are renaming to DoomCon because it's the 25th anniversary.
DoomCon.
They showed off more Wolfenstein Youngblood. I don't think they really had any new announcements to go with that. They were just showing the game off.
Looks like it's gonna be a cool co-op experience.
Youngblood is. I'm interested in it.
I do believe if you're going to play Youngblood that you do need to play the other 2 Wolfenstein games because they're kind of like a overarching story.
I have New Order.
And if you get Game Pass on PC, you have 2.
There we go.
There you go. Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Switch, and it's gonna be free.
No one cares.
All right. So then they did announce 2 new IPs. Ghostwire Tokyo, which is from the studio behind The Evil Within. I saw something about disappearances, and it's supposed to be a spooky game. And then they announced Deathloop, which is from Arcane Studios, the people that did Prey and Dishonored, I believe.
Yes.
Also looks cool.
And that looks like it's going to be a showdown between the 2 co-protagonists of the game. So it kind of looks like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith type thing.
Yeah.
So that's it for Bethesda and Microsoft.
They also confirmed that Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield are still in development. They haven't been canceled.
They did confirm that. Yes.
Yeah.
And then they mentioned something about Fallout Shelter. Maybe that was just a precursor to the Blades announcement. I don't remember for sure. Anyways,
yay, Fallout Shelter.
Penguin, what did we get from Ubi and Square?
Yes. So we're gonna blitz through these because these conferences were quite a bit smaller. They didn't have the same flair as you know the Xbox conference, which was pretty stacked and packed. Looking at, I'm using Games Radar stuff for this on one of them for UB because it's a quick dirty rundown. The big starter announcement for UB was Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs game takes place in London. You can play as literally any NPC in the game. You can recruit them and play as them. Get your granny teams ready to go.
Granny Squad, go.
Granny Squad,
go. I did see that that they did I think it was Christine Steimer. Collies do that. He's trying to make a bed. Christine Steimer did say that when she played the game, like she went with an all granny squad, and you know she said that they do play slow, as you would expect a granny to play.
Yeah.
And
would
then
hope.
she was like, and then when she got to like a younger person, she's like, oh, there is a big difference. So there will be a difference depending on what age NPC you choose to recruit.
And then it's different skill sets because like in the game there's also like former MI6 agents and stuff like that. There's all kinds of ways to play that. It's hella ambitious and I look forward to it. They had John Bernthal come out and talk
with
about
Bam Bam. Don't
with
forget about Bam Bam.
Bam Bam, the most important part. Talk about the Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which apparently is also getting Terminator DLC.
I think how it was just after that Terminator announcement for Gears, it was just everyone was like, "Where's the Terminator DLC?" Give us Terminator.
Yeah, all Terminator all the time. This is in lieu of making a tie-in game. They're just going to be in every other game. Division news. The Division 2, they outlined 3 episodes coming up. Episode 1 coming in July, which is taking you to like the National Zoo and this college campus and this and that, getting you out of the city. Keeping in mind, if you've paid for like the deluxe edition or whatever it was, you get the stuff a week early. Everybody else gets it without paying for it. You don't have to pay extra for any of this on the Division 2. This content you're still gonna get. So yeah, you're basically, it's something to do with the presidential compound and tracking down a traitor. Episode 2 is taking us to the Pentagon. That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
To take on the Black Tusk faction, which I haven't seen yet. There's a big new 8-player raid coming in that. I haven't even done the first raid.
Black Tusk is the end game.
The end game. It's the end game people, yeah. And then episode 3, set for 2020, is taking place on Coney Island. We are going back to New York in the summer, kids. No more Snow York.
No more Snow York.
We are going to New York in the summer. It's probably not going to be the full map from the first one. It says Coney Island, so we're probably looking at a small chunk of New York. But it's cool that we get to see New York in the summer instead.
Which based off of the New York in the winter, New York in the summer is not going to smell great. Not going to smell great at all.
Now, here's the other thing too, like Division 2 is taking place like what, 7 months after the New York outbreak. Yeah. So it's 7 months after the events of Division 1, so you can kind of see like where the city's at this. So it's going to look different too.
So that'll be interesting. I might actually be ready for that DLC. New sports game from UB, Roller Champions. It's Ubisoft's answer to Rocket League, is what they're saying. It's just a roller derby game where a lot of people have had a chance to play it. The demo was available through the 14th. They ran it from the 10th to the 14th. I didn't play it. I'll wait till it comes out. It might be interesting to play. You know, could be fun. Rainbow Six. Let's start with let's talk about Siege first. They dropped a new operation with 2 new operators. So if Rainbow Six Siege is your jam,
Quail.
What was the other operator? Because there's the like James Bond guy, but who's the other one?
There's the James Bond guy, and I don't remember who the other one was. But it's happening. Congratulations. 2 new operators. Nook says Trollbeard in the chat. There you go. New operator named Nook. Does things. For those of us who aren't into the Siege thing, they announced a new Rainbow Six. Basically, it's a Siege game, but it's PvE instead, called Quarantine, where you're gonna have like 3 players or whatever, and they're gonna battle against infected monsters.
Fuck you, player 4.
Again, yeah. The Splinter Cell game of your dreams has been announced, people. Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. a free-to-play mobile RPG. Your boy is back.
You know you're still gonna download it, Mike.
I mean, I'm sure I'll try it out. Yeah, but it is
Sam Fisher. Sam Fisher's in the game, so we did finally get our new Splinter Cell game. Thank goodness.
It is in no way a Splinter Cell game. How dare you, sir?
So Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. A couple characters from Rainbow Six, Nomad from Ghost Recon, Megan from The Division, and plenty of other characters available coming to iOS and Android with no release date set.
I'm sure you'll get I'm sure you'll get all your Assassin's Creed characters as unlockable loot box people.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia's Rob McKinney is going to be on a new show that's coming to Apple TV, so I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
The next game from the Assassin's Creed Odyssey people is Gods and Monsters. It's got a Breath of the Wild kind of look to it. It looks pretty cool. Let's see. For Honor has a new limited time mode, Shadows of the Hatakiri. So there's that. Just Dance 2020 has been announced. It is coming to every system you could have imagined, including the Nintendo Wii, but not the Wii U. Now there is reasoning behind this. I read about this. Apparently, the reason they still develop this game for the Wii is because a lot of hospitals use Just Dance as a physical rehabilitation tool, and a lot of them have Wiis.
And it's good because they moved the Wii mode around. Homes too.
So shout out to Ubi for putting this out on the Wii and making sure that those groups can still use them.
Sorry, I had to. Troll in the chat says the Wii U is the player 4 of this year.
Get fucked, Wii U, and all 14 people who bought one. Brawlhalla getting Adventure Time DLC. That's cool. I still need to watch Adventure Time.
Please do.
It apparently is adding Finn, Jake, and Princess Bubblegum to the roster.
Nice.
And then the big thing at the Ubisoft conference, Uplay Plus. Every fucking company is putting out a subscription service. Uplay Plus for PC, overpriced at $14.99 a month, since most people only charge $9.99 a month. It's $14.99 a month. You'll get access to 100 plus games, including premium editions with all DLC, which a lot of the subscription services do.
Well, actually, I guess out of the gate they might. I don't know if Xbox's stuff comes with like the Ultimate Edition stuff.
It doesn't yet, but like some of their stuff it is. And then like on Origins, like with Origins Premier Plus, you get access to the deluxe editions. So the big things here, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Watch Dogs Legion, those are all going to be part of it. And Uplay Plus, the subscription service, will be making its way to Google Stadia in 2020. So you will be able to use Uplay Plus in conjunction with Stadia. Done. That basically covers your Ubisoft conference. Not a lot of surprises. We kind of already knew what was coming.
They also did touch on the Division movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal and
Jake Gyllenhaal coming to Netflix.
Yeah,
I'd watch it.
I mean,
curiosity.
Did you watch the 30-minute one for the first Division game that was on Amazon Prime? It was pretty cool.
No, I didn't. I really wanted to though.
Yeah, they have a Division thing on Amazon Prime.
I'll have to look.
So yeah, that covers your Ubisoft. Let's take a look at Square. Square being one of the conferences I was really excited about because it puts out all sweet, sexy JRPGs.
I'm just taking
Final Fantasy VII Remake. They showed it off. They showed off Tifa. They gave us so much and showed us so much. They showed the full first boss fight. Well, not the full one. They trimmed it down, but they showed us the first boss fight. We still don't know. Like, it looks like they've decided not to do the episodic release. We're not sure yet. But they did. Final Fantasy.
They did say something about it was so much content they had to split it into multiple games.
Two Blu-ray discs right now that coming out on March 3rd, 2020. It's 2 Blu-ray discs. That one, hopefully that's the only release. We'll see. They talked about Life is Strange 2, which I haven't even played Life is Strange 1, even though I've had access to it for forever and a day. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition coming to, everything. Switch, PlayStation 4, and smartphones this winter.
Oh boy.
Woo.
Octopath Traveler, they had previously announced it was coming to Steam, but during their conference they announced available now. So Octopath Traveler is now on Steam. Last Remnant Remastered, available immediately during the show. It was released in 2008. The remastered version is out on Switch for $20. So if you like JRPGs, it's probably a good thing. Dragon Quest Builders 2, which has been available in Japan and been beaten in Japan 75 billion times, coming west July 12th on the PlayStation 4.
That trailer went on way too long.
A lot of trailers went on way too long. Maybe one of the most interesting games that they showed at the Square Enix conference that caught my attention was Circuit Superstars. Looks like a really cool kind of racing game, and the style, like some of the older type style, where it's like that top-down go around the track thing. I like that style of racing game. That's very remnant of like the 8-bit era, both updated graphics. Game's going to be out in 2020. It's one done with their partnership with an indie studio. So Original Fire Games, 6-person team, started by 3 siblings from Mexico. Let's look forward to that. Final Fantasy soundtracks are now available on all music streaming services, except they didn't show the Google logo. So Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music Unlimited. Sorry, Google.
And Billy, whatever that is.
Yeah. They showed an incredibly way too long trailer for Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. If you play Final Fantasy 14, Shadowbringers is coming out on the 28th.
I'm lost at so many numbers of these freaking like it's Final Fantasy 14, and then there's like 5 other things, and then there's still Final Fantasy 15, and then they're still updating 14.
14 is an MMO.
Okay, like I'm like this is getting this is really getting confusing to me.
14 is an MMO. Crossover from the Xbox conference. Dying Light 2 made an appearance at Square Enix. It's published by them now instead of Warner, who did the first one. So yeah. Spring of 2020, right? Yeah. So Dying Light 2. Romancing Saga 3. The Romancing Saga 3 is coming west. You can get it soon-ish. Rob was really excited about all of these RPGs. We were watching the conference together. He's like, yes. The Final Fantasy Brave Exvius universe gets a new game, War of the Visions. So if you're into the mobile games, you got something new there. Outriders is from People Can Fly. They did Gears of War Judgment and Bulletstorm. It's a 1 to 3 player drop in, drop out co-op shooter set in an original sci-fi universe. Cool. Might be good. Ononaki is an action RPG from Tokyo RPG Factory, coming to Switch, PS4, and Steam on August 22nd. For all of you people who have been waiting for Gunblade's comeback, congratulations. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered is coming out later this year, is all we know. Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Steam.
One of the few Final Fantasies that I've played, but I've still never beaten a Final Fantasy.
8's good. I enjoyed 8. I played a lot of Final Fantasy games in my day, and I've beaten a few of them. I enjoyed it. And then the big one, the big game from Square, which also feels like a big letdown right now, and that's Avengers. Square showed off the trailer for Avengers. The character models look kind of weird, and it's problematic because they also announced that Avengers is game as a service. You'll be able to play it single player or co-op. They're going to release free stories and free new heroes going forward. What that means right now,
No one knows.
don't really know. I was all set and ready for a really cool Avengers game.
Mm.
I will
I was
say
like,
the trailer got me hyped. But then hearing that the gameplay wasn't as great,
Yeah.
was kind of a
a
little
lot of
letdown. Like,
a lot of people who have gone hands on with it or seen the demos just
Yeah,
yeah,
and
like
the
one of
thing is, and I'm wondering because they saw the early parts of the game, like the very first section, and from what I was reading, they were saying that skills are you upgrade your person as you go, like you get different skills and things like that. But it's also because it's more played as a co-op kind of game. But if they made everybody very similar characters because it's makes it somewhat easier flow if you're hopping between them all.
yeah,
oh
like we don't know exactly what's going down because the
Yeah.
article
yeah,
that I read was that the way they were jumping between characters, they're not sure what's actually going to happen if that was just
you're
like,
you're
are they
cutting in
going to
and out a little.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out. I don't know why.
that's your problem, not mine. Um are you going to be able to switch at will? Can you just play as the person you want to be? We don't know any of
Yeah.
that.
Right.
There's more
Quite frankly,
questions than
I'm,
answers at this point.
did they just
I'm
basically make Marvel Heroes Omega again, but with Square? I'll tell you what though, if you want a cool Marvel co-op beat 'em up style game, there's one coming out next month for the Switch.
It's on my
yeah,
list.
I'm
Marvel Ultimate Alliance
def-
3.
definitely getting that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna judge anything right now. Um, the reactions I heard did sound disappointing. The one thing that stood out, I think it was Tim Geddes, from Kind of Funny, said that the when you throw out Mjolnir as Thor and you recall it, it did not feel as good as God of War, which that's the one thing that you kind of have to hit is that feeling.
This is what my hope is. I'm hoping that closer to release, they release a small chunk as a demo and get people excited. Let me get a feel for the game because I'm not like over the top hyped for it, but I'm not buying this yet.
Well, and the other thing to think about is if it is truly a game, a game as a service, everything that got played right now could be completely different by the time it comes out, which could also be completely different 6 months after it comes out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm not saying that this is a game that I still want to see what it's about. I still want to see the game. They didn't do anything to make me say I have to buy this.
Mm-hmm.
If
Pretty
anything,
much.
they pushed me slightly away with this.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But that covers Square, and now the other favorite thing that I have, Iron's gonna walk us through the final one in our mega post E3 episode.
Yes. So the Nintendo one, I'm kind of burned through these. I mean, a lot of them with the Nintendo was a lot of release dates, and then there were some games that they did give a little bit of information on. So let's just start. Dragon Quest 11, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition, releasing September 27th. You will be able to flip between the 16-bit graphics and the modern graphics.
That's so cool.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is a late 2019 release. It will have comp multiplayer and single player, along with a new feature, Guigi.
Guigi. Bring on Guigi.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Let me put this psychic prediction down now. Luigi's Mansion, October 25th.
Okay. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics, late 2019. It is tied to the Netflix show.
Yeah, that's cool. I love tactic style games, and Jim Henson's Dark Crystal is a great project. So
Yep.
I saw some of the Treehouse gameplay of it. It looks good.
Yep. Link's Awakening got the release date September 20th, and it will come with a new dungeon creator mode.
Yes, please.
Yes.
So people are very hyped for that.
I'm assuming this will be a Lindsay stream coming to you shortly after the game comes out.
The Trials of Mana is in early 2020, and the Collection of Mana is already out. It came out June 12th.
I I feel like I should have reminded Rob to hydrate because we watched the Nintendo Direct together, and he was like, "Oh my god, like before it started, he was like, they need to announce a mana collection." And as soon as it came out, I swear to God, he instantly dehydrated for reasons you can understand. It happened. Rob, please continue drinking water. I don't want you to die from dehydration. But yeah, that's out.
Next up, Witcher 3 will be a later in 2019.
It looks so bad on the Switch.
It does.
Oh god, like if you haven't played it on another console,
that cinematic mode,
you'll be 24, okay.
24 frames per second.
You'll be okay if you haven't played it on another console. If you've played it literally, Witcher 3 will not be for you.
Yeah. Resident Evil 5 and 6 will release in the fall. No More Heroes 3. It's been a decade since the last title. It will release in 2020. Contra Rogue Core is September 24th. The Contra collection is available now.
All good ideas. I like Contra.
I'm probably gonna butcher that. Is it Daemon X Machina?
Daemon X Machina.
Machina. That is September 13th, 2019. It looked kind of cool, so maybe I'll look into it. Astral Chain, August 30th, 2019.
Looks cool.
This one does look cool. I'll read like a quick little thing on it. It says humanity's last chance against an interdimensional invasion is a special living weapon called the Legion. As a rookie officer in the elite police task force Neuron, you and your Legion will work together to solve cases and save humankind. It is from Platinum Games.
Which means get your combos and level rankings ready.
Yep. Next up, Empire of Sin from Paradox Interactive, same people that make things like Cities and Surviving Mars.
Who's the director that's attached to that? I forget. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Let me look it up.
It looks cool. Like I like kind of the gangster style stuff, which is always really cool. Try to remember who
it is. Okay, it actually wasn't in that description. All right, you weirdos.
It's
John Romero.
Yes. Okay, Romero. Okay, yeah. So I'm totally in on this one. It looks pretty neat.
Yeah, it says Empire of Sin, the strategy game from Romero Games and Paradox Interactive, puts you at the heart of a ruthless criminal underworld in the 20s, Prohibition era Chicago. It's up to you to hustle, charm, and intimidate your way to the top of the pile and do whatever it takes to stay there. This character-driven, noir-inspired game puts players smack dab in the glitz and glamour of the roaring 20s, all while working behind the scenes in the gritty underbelly of organized crime.
Give me all them Tommy guns.
Yeah. Next up is Cadence of Hyrule.
Cadence of Hyrule.
Cadence of Hyrule, released June 13th.
It's a rhythm game.
And then
it's from the Crypt of the Necrodancer people.
Yep,
I haven't played Crypt of the Necrodancer. I've heard it's fantastic. So this is just that game, but in Hyrule.
Yep, and it also features the Legends of Zelda characters. So it looked kind of amusing. Next up, you got Mario and Sonic Olympic Games 2020.
Okay. You know what? You can say what you want. These games are entertaining.
Yeah, I will
Right.
say that.
They are entertaining, and
This
if
will
it's
release
not
in
overly
Does
expensive, I'm gonna
does
pick it
this
up.
have online multiplayer?
I
I'm sure it does.
believe it does. This is a November 2019 release.
So it's coming out
Do
like almost a year before the Olympics.
Yeah.
do we need to organize the Lunar Castaways Olympics
Oh,
powered by
please.
Sonic and
No,
Mario
no,
at the
please.
Olympics?
Yes. Yes.
I'm
But
not doing that one.
the only caveat is Jacket has to play and he has to play as Mario or as Sonic.
Okay. I'm gonna win all the Olympics with Yoshi. Let's go.
So next up, I'm gonna skip. I had another one in there, but I'm gonna push it towards the end because it was one of their big games. Um, Dead by Daylight, September 24th, 2019. Stranger Things 3, the game, July 3rd, 2019. Spyro Trilogy, September 3rd, 2019. Penguin mentioned it earlier. Just Dance, November 5th, on the Switch and the Wii U.
I think I still have Just Dance 2017 on PS4.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if Dead by Daylight performs anything like it does on PlayStation, hard pass.
Yeah.
It'll be dead on arrival.
Yeah. New Super Lucky's Tale, fall 2019. Minecraft
Played on
Dungeons.
Game Pass, kids.
Yep. Minecraft Dungeons, spring 2020. It's a Diablo-like gameplay.
Played on Game Pass, kids.
Ni no Kuni remake, September 20th.
Hells to the yes.
Yep. Catan, June 20th. I believe that's based on the game like me and a few others
Settlers.
played with Chaz.
It
It is Catan.
Yep.
Although,
Sinking
which-
City.
Which they better
What?
have a Star Trek Catan DLC.
Jeez.
I would buy that immediately.
Mike, when are we
Sinking
gonna sit down and
City-
play Star Trek together?
Never.
I don't know. We'll figure it
Any
out.
date. We'll get
Um,
Yuri in there too. It'll be good.
There
Alright.
you go. So Sinking City, fall 2019, Alien Isolation, later 20. I like how they said fall for some and then they said later 2019 for
So-
others.
The Sinking City, that one is apparently very much like Sherlock Holmes. So
Yeah.
sounds cool.
Hollow Knight, Silk Song, later 2019, Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles remastered, winter 2019, Dauntless, fall or winter 2019. Wolfenstein Youngblood, July 26, 2019. Doom Eternal, shortly this year.
Okay. I appreciate what Bethesda is doing, but I want nothing to do with their shooters on Switch.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna play them, I'm gonna play them on a powered PC.
Elder Scrolls Blades, fall 2019. Okay, so now we get kind of into the meteor stuff. Oh yeah, and then you got Ultimate Alliance, The Black Order, July 19th, 2019.
Yes.
So now a little bit into the meteor things. Animal Crossing New Horizons is delayed until March 20th, 2020. By coincidence or planned, that is actually World Happiness Day.
Just for the record, all you people who who got Tom Nook owning your souls, now he's gonna own everybody's souls because I've never really played an Animal Crossing game. It got me hyped.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. It will have new skins and full like customization, not full custom, but very heavy customization compared to previous versions of new Animal Crossing. You can have skin colors, facial features, different hairs. They're not locked behind genders. And you actually get to make your character, I believe, instead of just answering some questions, and it bases it on that.
Good.
You travel to a deserted island getaway along with a few other animals and part of the Nook Inc. deserted island getaway kind of thing, and then he pretty much owns your soul on that. It is
We all know what Animal Crossing is.
Yeah, it has couch co-op and 4-player local and 8-player online.
Ooh,
That was revealed during the treehouse.
dope.
And then the other one, or at least one of the other ones, there's two more. Smash Ultimate. You first shown was the hero from the Dragon Quest series.
Which is like 9 fucking characters.
Yeah. So what it is, it's 4 interchangeable skins from each popular iteration of the protagonist, but they all do the same thing. people that played it said it plays a lot like Link and Robin.
It's just another Sword Boy.
Yeah.
Me, who cares?
This is a summer 2019, which I'm assuming is they're probably going to launch it next month. And then the surprised one that popped
It's not a
was
surprise.
it's not a surprise, but they didn't really they a lot of people figured like it was just going to be the one character. So they showed off Banjo-Kazooie from Rare Games. Is it Rare Games?
Dude, Nintendo trolled so hard. So first they announced the hero from Dragon Quest, and it was like, oh well, there's our announcement, cool. And then at the end, they cut to what looked like it might be a new Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it was
and
the same reveal that they did with King K. Rool.
and then so like you're like, okay, and then they show the silhouette, and you're like, well, that's Banjo, and it was Duck Hunt Dog.
That was the best.
Yeah.
And then Banjo comes out of the sky and lands on it. That was legitimately like good on you, Nintendo.
Like
that was a solid troll.
It was the same troll that they did for the King K. Rool one. The only difference was King K. Rool was now in the building with them. Like he was in there sleeping with them in that. But I loved it. I thought it was great.
I don't think that's gonna get by Nintendo. He can't be in there sleeping with the Kongs, yo.
So Banjo-Kazooie was announced. He will come out in the fall. From what people are understanding, he looks and feels and plays a lot like Duck Hunt.
There's a shocker.
Yeah, big shocker. Which I kind of like, if you think about it, when they first announced King K. Rool, they used King Dedede to reveal him, and I think those two play somewhat similar. And then they used Duck Hunt, and then to basically
Duck Hunt made
troll
sense
for
Duck Hunt makes sense as a troll just because they could do the silhouette the correct.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like it kind of the silhouette. I don't know.
There's no way they're gonna make a whole new mechanic just for Banjo.
No. But still, not a lot is known that because it's going to be out in the fall, so I'm sure they'll show off more. The last game, of course, was Pokemon Sword and Shield. They showed off a bit more. You can use that Pokeball Plus controller to take Pokemon out on adventures. I don't really know what that does. I wasn't really paying much attention on that part.
Isn't this all stuff we knew from
not all
the
of it.
original reveal?
No.
They're pushing Grookey too hard. It's all about Sobble.
Pokemon Home has a limited Pokédex because some of this stuff is from the Treehouse stuff too. The limited Pokédex, only the ones that you see, or only the Pokemon that are in the Pokédex for this region are the only ones you can bring in using Pokemon Home. That's it.
All that matters is that Pikachu is there, which means Raichu is there. They showed Raichu Dynamite.
Yeah, that's true.
So if Raichu is there, it's the big Pokemon.
Yep. So I actually, it's a small list, but it's a list. It's 22 new details we learned. Just basic ones. Weather in the wild area not only impacts battles, it also changes which wild Pokemon can appear. Thunderstorms increase the power of electric and water. Trainers can whistle in the wild area. This makes Pokemon stop. Some run towards the trainer and some run away, including flying Pokemon because they might be out of reach. Some super strong ones can appear in the wild area, like Machop, twice the level of the demo trainer's Pokemon. You can fish in the wild area with one spot on a lake indicated a Pokemon was there. Players return to the wild area multiple times throughout the game. The YCOM system trainers use indicated if other trainers in the wild want to trade. Battle or join up for a max raid battle. Red pillars of light indicate that a Dynamax Pokemon is ready for a fight. Max raids occur when 4 players join together. Dynamax Pokemon can use multiple moves in one turn. They can also neutralize trainers' Pokemon abilities or remove all stat changes made in the battle. Dynamax Pokemon can create barriers that prevent almost all damage. Any attack can knock a segment of this gauge down. If your team has a Pokemon Dynamax, these attacks take down 2 gauges. When a player's Pokemon is knocked out in a raid battle, they can still assist the rest of the trainers by cheering them on. If a trainer wins a max raid battle, all participating trainers will have a chance to catch the defeated Dynamax Pokemon. and then it detailed something like the gym leader they showed off. Nessa is, of course, the water type gym. She does have a Dreadnought that can be Dynamax. Only Pokemon available in the Galar region. Pokedex can be transferred to Sword and Shield. The game's producers suggest this because the team wouldn't have time to properly render and animate all 800 plus Pokemon for Sword and Shield.
That just screams paid DLC coming soon.
I don't know about that. That's
So let me tell you, as far as Pokemon goes, I think there is going to be paid DLC for it. But I think the paid DLC is going to be the other regions.
I think it should be.
I think you're gonna be able to leave the Galar region and go somewhere else, but I think it's gonna be paid DLC this time.
So
is this like going back to my whole idea? What they need to do with this is like my whole idea of what they need to just start doing with Pokemon. Just make the regions DLC like every year. Just release it for $20. You can go to another region next year. $20 next region. Like, why not?
Yeah,
or
but
hear me
how
out.
how would
Just
they sell
release
you
Pokemon
two
in
different
MMO
copies of
only.
the same DLC?
Well, like, no, you need that like.
Maybe you buy the DLC for your account and it lets you play it on both versions. They could do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think
If
it would be.
If sports games ain't doing that, Pokemon ain't doing that.
Sport games are dumb sometimes. I think isn't MLB the only one that lets you carry your save from last year to this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't think Madden or any of the others do it. So, and then the final announcement from Nintendo that nobody saw coming, right at the end, Breath of the Wild sequel is currently in development.
No shit,
Why?
Sherlock.
Why?
Why?
Why? No. I'm not saying why develop the sequel. Why show this?
Show it
now?
Yeah, I get that. Honestly, we all know it's there. The only thing this tells us is that instead of doing we're basically getting Breath of the Wild's Majora's Mask, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I thought it was a good game. A lot of people are like, oh, it's so empty. And I'm like, no, there's plenty going on.
If they can show this for Breath of the Wild, why couldn't they show something like that for Metroid Prime?
Because fuck Metroid Prime.
There should be a Prime trilogy should exist.
It should. I do think it should. I don't think it's really fair that they haven't shown it. There's something going on with Prime. Then there's got to be.
Well,
Prime
they restart development.
They had restarted development.
They completely scrapped what they had and restarted.
So on a new engine, right? They changed the engine.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like what they did with Kingdom Hearts.
So maybe that's why.
It's just, I don't. This is like this game. There was no reason to show it. It's not coming out for at least 2 years, I would say.
I see it as like maybe a 2022.
No, yeah, I mean it's.
Now what if Nintendo shocks the world, and what if they come back at us and it's farther in development than we think, and next year we get a direct where they're like, by the way, Breath of the Wild 2 holiday 2020.
Meh.
They still showed it too early.
I honestly, Breath of the Wild did not really capture me because it's way they're like, oh man, we're gonna make an open world Zelda game, and then you have like one small little bit of linear storytelling, and then it's just like, okay, you're on your own, go do what you want.
Yeah, there should have been a bit more in leading you along, but
and the thing with Zelda is it was always kind of that mix of, you run into you go into the dungeon, but you can't do a certain thing because you don't have the hook shot or whatever. So then, as you progress in the story, you get the hook shot. Now you could go back to that dungeon and find out what it was.
Mike, did you ever play The Legend of Zelda on NES. There was nothing telling you where to go.
Well,
literally you could run around that entire game and be like, what? And there are very few places that you couldn't access early on. So Breath of the Wild was very much like that. And
I still have to finish it, but
I'm gonna shout out to Trollbeard in the chat, who says that Breath of the Wild is emptier than his social life.
Damn. Took shots at himself.
But
all right.
I mean, overall, obviously this was an E3 a year before we're really gonna hit next gen. So it was a fairly empty E3.
This was not only the year to end the generation, like the E3 that ends the generation. This is the E3 that is beginning the end of E3.
Well, and especially coming off of last year, where you had so many good games announced. This year was just meh, to be honest.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff it's most of the stuff that we knew was coming. There wasn't a lot of
just wait. Next year at E3, that Microsoft conference is going to be pure fire, because they're going to be like, here's the Xbox, here's all the games, here's the, and Nintendo's going to be like,
and then the question becomes like
sequels.
Yeah, and then the question becomes, does Sony come back?
No, Sony. There's no way Sony comes back. Sony's going to do this thing in Tokyo in like July, and they're going to spit some hot fire at us, and we're going to be like, "Ooh, we're glad you skipped E3."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is so much better.
Yeah. So
that's why I'm shocked that Microsoft went all out, even though they have their like big thing they're doing each year in a different city.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, I think that about covers everything for E3 for this episode. And now we're going to go into like a 2-month thing of nothing being said. So this is,
Get ready for some incredibly personal, opinionized podcast coming up. We just dive deep into something.
Or you go pledge at that $1 level on Patreon, and we'll discuss your topic.
Yeah, give us something to talk about.
Give us something to talk about.
Maybe you want us to talk boxers versus briefs. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could request that.
I don't care. So, any other housekeeping? Let's see. We got the giveaway is gonna be. Is it this week?
24th.
Oh wait, no, 24th. So it's not this week. It's the following week.
Just give up now. I'm gonna win that while I'm on a cruise ship.
It's gonna be Spidey J. Let's be real. So the giveaway, all you got to do is subscribe to our Twitch channel, either with Twitch Prime or with $5 of your own hard-earned cash that we will greatly appreciate. All it really does is pay for these giveaways. The giveaway will be, like we said earlier, a $60 gift card of your choice to the store of your choice, either a gaming platform store or Amazon or Best Buy or whatever the hell you want. It doesn't really matter. And then when you do subscribe, you just got to head to the Discord at discord.lunarcastaways.com and make sure you are connected there, and you will be entered into the 1% club, to where we pull the winners, because that's where you got to be connected to it for us to pull the winner. I will probably be streaming Tuesday again, more Bloodborne, and probably Thursday will be a podcast recording.
Yeah, Thursday for so for those of you not in the know, I'm going on vacation, kids. So the podcast recordings for the next couple of episodes are going to be a little bit kind of different. So we're recording Thursday evening for the next one, because I have tickets to Shinedown on Friday night. We were originally going to record Friday. We're going to do it Thursday instead. Because I'm getting on a cruise ship and leaving Saturday. The podcast after that, we're going to record on Sunday evening, because I'll get off the ship that morning. I'll get home and we'll record that evening. It'll be fine.
And not the immediate Sunday after, but after a week has passed. Sunday.
Yeah. So like we'll do next Thursday, and then like 10 days later that Sunday, or whatever the math adds up to.
Yep.
So that is the plan. Mike will probably, like he said, he's probably going to be streaming here later on the channel. He's going to try to play some Doom. And
guys, I'd like to make a special announcement
Mm.
regarding the stream schedule coming up. Over on my channel, the one, the twitch.tv/Mr. Penguin Von Penguin.
Yes.
We put out a poll way earlier in the year, and people were like overwhelmingly, yes, do a second 24-hour extra live stream. And I said, cool. So, tentative dates for that extra live stream is either July 13th or the following Saturday, going into the 20th. Now, here's where I'm kind of I need y'all's help. We're going to continue the tradition in November of the Mr. Penguin Cup for the kids on Mario Kart. So we want to be ready for that. But for this 24-hour stream in July, I want to introduce the first annual Mr. Penguin Smash Bash for cash for the kids. A Smash Brothers tournament that I would like to do as part of that 24-hour stream. Same rules I think are going to apply. $10 buy-in. The only difference between the Mario Kart tournament and the Smash tournament is we can actually do a Smash tournament proper. 1v1, no items. I can spectate it without having to be involved. $10 buy-in like the other ones. I'll get a link up. I'll get the link out there for the donations. You can just say, hey, this is me. I went in on the Smash tourney. I'd like to have at least 12 people would be great. We'll take however many we can get. I don't have a prize to announce at this time. Usually we just do a $10 donation to Extra Life in your name if you win. The last 2 years for the Mr. Penguin Cup, it's been Jacket. Jacket has won both. Jacket is the 2-time Mr. Penguin Cup for the Kids champion. He's selected the donation option each time. So like July 13th or July 20th, we'll have more details. 24 hours of me trying not to die, but a Smash Brothers tournament in the middle. So get as many people as you can find. Tell them, hey, we're trying to do this. It's $10 buy-in. It's for Extra Life. It's for the kids. The big, beautiful kids, the small, ugly kids, and all the kids in between.
There we go. So, I think that's everything. I think we got it all. So, with all that being said, everybody, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening on the podcast services. And as always, everybody, have a great day.
Bye. All right. So, stopping that recording. Saving that recording. Yeah, I figured, it's a cool place to announce the date and stuff for that tournament.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's gonna be here on this podcast where there's 4 people listening.
We were up to 10.
Yeah, I saw that. People like the podcast for some reason. They particularly like the live recording because we're idiots, we're more idiotic here than anywhere else.
Kind of like where I realized that my microphone was muted when I said bye.
Oh, sad face.
Sad. The one thing we didn't talk about on the stream that I can mention, the whole shit going down with Shenmue 3 and the Epic Store exclusivity.
Who cares?
So apparently, I've just been following it. Neo cares. I've been following it.
This is why you don't crowdfund or you don't kickstart games, because you never get what you kickstarted.
So what ended up happening? So after everything in that, so on the 14th, they posted an update on their page saying, "We kindly ask all our fans to have some patience. We are currently at E3 demoing the game and need to get back to our respective offices to assess the situation and together find a way forward to justify the trust you placed in us." You know how you do that? You let the people that bought the Steam code and wanted the Steam code have their Steam code. Just do the same thing that Metro Exodus did. If you bought it on Steam, it's good for Steam. We are just not selling any more copies. How hard is that?
But the difference is that these people, because it wasn't officially through Steam, they didn't technically pre-order a Steam code, in my opinion. Like, they didn't go to Steam and say, I want to pre-order this game. They kickstarted it. The developer asked what from what I saw, from the screenshots I saw, the developer asked what copy of the game would they like.
And well, if you look at Neo's, it says, I want a Steam copy.
So there's a lot of rallying against that, but
yeah, I mean,
to be fair, they could be like, well, that was a poll. We were just testing.
Yeah, they're gonna try to pull something like
Kickstarters never actually guarantee anything.
Yeah, like I'm in their thread for this post, and someone actually was like, they used to mention it on their site. It says these are the original specs, and it has the whole list, and then it says additional info requires Steam client to activate.
Yeah, well,
so
here's the thing: you kickstarted a game 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was.
2015,
4 years ago, when the Epic Game Store wasn't even a thing. Times change. It's just another launcher. Get over it. If you really want the game, play it where you can get the game.
With this much blowback, I mean, I personally, I'm not really too worried about it. I'm not getting the game. But with this much blowback, I think they just need to do what was done with Metro, and all the people that want a Steam copy can have it for Steam, and the ones that don't give a shit can get it on Epic and just call it a day.
So you're saying
Epic's
that
all about good faith.
You're saying they should eat the cost of putting it up on Steam just for the people that kickstarted the game.
I mean, they already got their money.
There are costs associated with that.
I mean, if Epic wants to sit there and try to keep good faith, then why doesn't Epic just shell it out?
Because Epic's not going to shovel money over to their competitor.
I don't know.
It's not Epic's. In this case, it's not Epic's.
It's not Epic's responsibility at this point. It's Deep Silver to figure it out.
And in all honesty, like it's what Mike said. 2 years ago, when this Kickstarter started off, there was no Epic Game Store. There was no option there, and now there is. And the developer was like, "This is a better option for us."
Right.
So here you go.
It gets the developer more revenue share.
They're not denying these people the game.
No,
they're saying
I know that.
You just have to. They're just saying you have to redeem it on Epic instead of Steam. And quite frankly, it's not even an Epic exclusive. It's a timed exclusive. It's going to be on Steam like a year later, because that's the general deal apparently with Epic. And you know how you make good on it? You give them an Epic key, and then you give them a Steam key when it comes out on Steam. That's how you make good on it.
There you go. Yeah, do that. Who cares? Like, I don't know.
Or if they really want a Steam key, they wait a year.
I've just been, I don't know. I've just been sitting there following it, and that, like, people are.
Here's a spoiler, guys. The game's gonna suck anyways.
Yeah.
Apparently it only covers 40% of the main character's story. So.
Yeah, I think they said that up through 3 is 40% of the total story.
So like he's not. It's so what they need like another
3 games
or something. 3 games, whatever.
4 games, something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, like you're talking about a game series where like what was it the end of 2 that was literally 2 hours of actual time walking. That's what you did to end the game. You walked along this hiking trail for 2 hours of real time.
Sounds a lot like the epilogue for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Let me tell you. I don't have a problem with walking simulator, but don't put a walking simulator in the end of RPG. All right. I've enjoyed games like Everybody's Gone to Rapture and stuff like that. I think they have a nice story to tell, but I know what I'm getting into when I buy those or I play those.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm playing this RPG and I've got combat and all this and that all the way through, and then all of a sudden you're like, by the way, here's 2 hours of just walking, I would have thrown my controller and never finished the game.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just one of those side things that popped out of E3, and I was like, well, that's gonna be fun to watch.
Well,
I'm
it's like
just sitting back here
people
with my
are
popcorn.
that whole like the whole thing with Pokemon where like they're like you can only import the ones that are in the decks. Like people are up in arms, and
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
don't
you need to calm the hell down.
like, dude, like
So-
there's 800 plus Pokemon. What do you want them to do?
Rendering all those Pokemon into Sword and Shield, that's cool. Do you want to delay the game another?
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
now, okay, so great, I guess kind of devil's advocate. They could potentially take the modeling and animations from some of the 3DS games where it was 3D and kind of use that in there, up-res it a little. That would work. But for a lot of the early gens, they didn't have 3D models or animation to go with it.
What if their idea is get the game out and then go with the Pokemon Go route and release each generation over time? What if that we don't know if they have a plan for it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could.
I mean,
I'm not going to sit here and be like,
all they said is when the game comes out, it's only going to be those Pokemon. That they definitely did not say that it's only ever going to be those Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. I think people jumped up in arms on that one a little too fast. I think people on
you
the
mean
shitty thing jumped in.
The internet jumped to conclusions? No.
The internet did apparently jump to conclusions, which is unheard of.
How dare
Absolutely
they?
unheard of. How did this even happen?
How dare they?
How dare they?
All right.
How dare they?
Well, I say we call that a show.
Yep, I'm good with that.
That was
That's
definitely
fun.
a show.
Considering
That was.
we've been going for over 2 hours now.
Yep.
Well, yeah, we had 2 hours of recording time on the quick pre and post show. So yeah, so now's a good time to get out of here.
All right. Yeah. I will see everyone later. Probably be doing a Doom stream sometime this afternoon. Not sure when.
He's doomed.
I'll be floating around.
Punching some demons. So
yeah, I'll be floating around. I got places to go. So.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
See you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.